Hey guys, how's everybody in the garden today? Hey, I wanted to show you this ABC News clip here. I think they got a little bit of interview with a hunter and a couple others there, so I want to show this to you. It's more about the promo. So, hope your Monday's going well. Let's check it out.
This morning, close friends of the victims are telling their story for the first time on GMA. Kana Whitworth sat down with them. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning to you. Hunter Johnson and Emily Allant were two of the first people to arrive
Hunter
at
and
the
Emily
house that November morning. These are the friends who prompted the 911 call. Their actions described by other families as heroic, but for them, it was a morning that changed everything. And they're speaking out for the first time about what they want people to remember about their friends. It's not just about how they died, but about how they lived. You know, you see the world
That's
in pure
Emily, I
innocence,
guess.
and that all gets ripped away from
there
you
you go.
in one phone call. That's just the day that changed it all. This morning, for the first time, the best friends of Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle speaking out about that November day when they discovered Ethan, Xana, Kaylee Gonzalez, and Madison Mogan brutally murdered in an off-campus home.
I don't think anyone expects anything like that ever in their life to happen.
Hunter Johnson and his girlfriend Emily Allant now telling their story in a new Prime Video docu-series, One Night in Idaho, The College Murders.
We were a big group of friends. Why would you target those four?
Emily says she and Xana were inseparable.
We were attached at the hip probably the first day that we met. Yeah, we just clicked immediately. We were same personalities, I feel like.
I love it when people talk about Ethan and Xana sort of being like male and female versions of each other.
Oh, it's very much true. They were the same person.
Hunter and Emily say the fall weekend started like any other, with a big football game. The friends snapping this photo that Saturday.
It was a normal weekend for us, just hanging out with our friends.
The next morning, Emily says Dylan, one of the surviving roommates, called her concerned, asking her and Hunter to come over. In the documentary, you tell the story of really not feeling alarmed when Dylan called you.
I joked around with her on the phone. You know, it's something you would never expect.
It's November, so I had shorts on, slides on. Like, I wasn't prepared to obviously stay there. I was going over to check, see what's going on.
Van shoes?
I would say as soon as you get there, you know something's wrong.
Hunter was the first person to arrive to King Road to discover what happened. Their friend Josie Louderin, who was also there, describing the moments in the docuseries.
Josie was there too.
As soon as I stepped in the house, I was like, oh, something is so not right. Like, you could feel it almost. Hunter was ahead of me and Emily and immediately was pushed out. And Hunter was like, get out, somebody call 911.
You hear Hunter on the 911 call telling the girls there was an unconscious person protecting them from the graphic details.
Is she breathing?
No.
How did you remain so calm in that moment?
Truly, in my heart, I believe God was with me that day, and He gave me the strength to get through that day.
As authorities entered the home, the friends say they were told to
Not a good answer.
Waiting for hours with little information.
We watched the ambulance come and we watched them immediately leave. So I think that was a hard part for sure.
That second you realize there's no one to be saved.
Right.
Their best friends inexplicably murdered. Not knowing who was responsible or why, they feared for their own safety.
We just left to get away and be safe.
Yeah.
Is our
You
mindset.
didn't feel safe?
No.
In the nearly 7 weeks it took police to arrest a suspect, Emily, Hunter, and surviving roommates Dylan and Bethany became the targets of online sleuths and social media attacks.
Lots of threats, people saying I should confess to murdering them. I felt like I was less than a person in that point in my life.
On December 30th, 2022, police arrested then 28-year-old Brian Koberger. To Emily and Hunter, he was a complete stranger. Their murder trial is set to begin in August. His attorneys say he's innocent. Does justice lie in a conviction?
I don't think there's going to ever be any justice.
I mean, yeah, we can have justice for the conviction of it, but I don't get to still hang out with Ethan. So
They still don't get to...
they don't have a son. They don't have a daughter anymore.
They say they hope people remember who their friends were beyond the headlines.
Who they are as people is so much more than the Idaho 4, and they shouldn't be known as the Idaho 4, and they shouldn't be attached to, the name of who did that to them, and I just think that, hopefully one day that they're just seen as who they are and not what happened to them.
Yeah, Emily went on to tell me they are so much more than their last day. Now, they joined Ethan's family to speak in this docu-series One Night in Idaho, The College Murders, which premieres July 11th on Prime Video. Also, keep in mind, guys, we're closely monitoring a Pennsylvania court today where several potential witnesses for the defense will learn if they need to testify in Idaho when this trial is set to start in August. Guys.
All right, Kana, thank you so much.
Well, there you go, guys. What'd you think of that little short and sweet clip? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to find out. Yeah. Yeah. Also, those 5 subpoenaed in PA, that's happening. There's an article I was going to read to you guys. It's in the news about what's going on there. So, if I find that, maybe I'll show that to you guys. This article, I think it's from Fox. Fox News article about the 5 PA subpoenaed. They list their first names and what each of them might be, what have to do. I know one of the professors was mentioned, but she's not gonna have to testify. She's the one that gave Brian his recommendation for his doctorate school. One of only 2 people that she recommended, by the way. Yeah. And the others, they list the others. So may have to find that article for you guys and read that to you. Let me see if I can do that. Hang on. So, yeah, I want to read this to you guys. So this is a news article about the 7 subpoenas. So we're going to read through this just so you can get an idea of what's happening with these people. So we got, we know he's arrested. Right, a prison official came to court with records from Koberger's stay in the Monroe County Correctional Facility after he was arrested, although the subpoena hearing was continued because he must still provide a statement attesting to their authenticity. Common Pleas Judge Arthur Zolik also continued for a week the hearing regarding a subpoena for Ralph Vecchio, who owns a car dealership where Koberger's parents purchased a Hyundai Elantra in 2019. Uncertainty about whether the subpoena was directed at him or at his father, who owned the business at the time of the purchase. The judge said prosecution witness subpoenas will also be at issue next week. A 6th witness hearing had previously been rescheduled for next week because of a travel conflict, and a 7th person sought by the defense consented last week to travel to Ohio for the trial expected to begin in August. Brandon Andreola argued unsuccessfully that a subpoena should be canceled, saying he's his family's sole breadwinner and is worried publicity might lead him to lose his job. He said his relationship with Brian Koberger has been minimal and distant since high school, with their last significant interaction taking place in 2020, 2 years before the event. If I'm brought out there, I believe the attention will be multiple times greater than the attention that I've received already, Andreola argued. All right. Jesse Harris said he trained Koberger as a 15 or 16-year-old at a boxing gym, but does not think he has testimony that will help the case. Harris also said a relative's health problems were an issue, and he is needed to run a small construction company. All right. Zolik approved the summonses for Andreola and Harris, along with a 3rd one for witness Anthony Soma, who did not oppose it. Zolik said Harris can return to his courtroom if his family members' health issues become a barrier to Harris' ability to travel to Idaho. Kogerber's trial on 4 counts of murder and 1 count of burglary. Okay. They're seeking the death penalty. Yes, we know. Okay. Yeah, we know that. All right, so there it gives you a little bit of a heads up about what's going on with some of these people. See if there's anything else. So, yeah. A boxing trainer, a childhood acquaintance of Koberger's, and a 3rd man whose significance was not explained. So, there you go. Just a little catch up on that. Anyway, hope you guys like that. I'm going to leave it right there. I'll get on later tonight or whatever, and do one. But I just wanted to show you that promo, show you that interview with Hunt, that brief clip with Hunter and Emily, and anyway, there you go, guys. Hope you're having a nice Monday. Love you all, babies. All right, bye bye.